Hello, everyone. How are you? Just getting everything set up over here on IG as we are talking about money manipulation. So, money manipulation, the power of the divine masculine to provide and protect for the purpose of prosperity and procreation, propagation. This is a live stream inspired by the fact that there are so many beautiful, beautiful women in the world right now who are teaching the power of receptivity. And we are kind of forgetting the other part of creation. Um, just a little bit. It feels like we're starting to shift away from the true purpose of why we want to create massive prosperity in our lives and business. So, yeah, hi, I'm Karen Terrace. I'm the Dragon Doula. I am a super conscious leadership mentor and metaphysical strategist. This is a beautiful representation today of what it's like to be a very powerful person who has a really strong purpose, and maybe you've like shifted away from why you really are wanting to create the legacy that you're wanting to create, right? The power of the divine masculine is to be the action, right? Like the woman receives, but the masculine is the action that you take, right? The inspired action part. You can sit there and write in your journal until your freaking hand falls off. But if you're not doing the things that your guides and ancestors and spiritual entourage, as I call them, are advising you to do, and you're like, why isn't my business working? Why isn't my charity taking off? Why can't I manifest a new lover? Like, I'm a whole life alignment specialist. I build your confidence for you to know that you have the power within you to absolutely have the life of your dreams, to build a legacy that is prosperous for your those that you procreate. Like anyone, like you may never have actual children, but you are building a legacy for a purpose, the purpose of new earth. Okay, new earth being a place where every single man, woman, and child has access to clean water, healthy food, shelter, medicine from all over the world without judgment, where they have, justice and liberty for all. For all. Okay. Federation, like if you're a Star Trek nerd, give me some hearts, give me some loves. This is what I was raised on. And this is why I think we need to remind ourselves in this time that all these words in my title here today, the power of the divine masculine to provide and protect. Oh, it says prove. Provide and protect for the purpose of prosperity and propagation or procreation. Like those all start with the letter P. What else starts with the letter P? Oh, we'll just bring this out so that we know what we're all like representing here. And the word patriarchy. Okay? All of those words start with the letter P. Yes, the word pleasure. Yes, the word passion. Yes, there's all this very feminine receptivity. But we are not here to receive new earth. You know who's here to receive new earth? All of the rest of the people that are still asleep. And I'm not here to wake up the sleeping, those who are sheep. I'm here to wake up the sleeping lions. Those other people with the power and the passion and the perseverance to provide and protect this planet, provide for this planet by bringing in higher consciousness, to protect this planet by making sure that the plan of the original blueprint is actually created to have my great great grandchildren live on a planet that has all these species from all dimensions because we're living in the fifth dimensional plane, no longer the 3D plane. Why money manipulation? Why did I say money manipulation at the beginning of this? Because it is absolutely going to require the currency of money, the energetic current of money to make this plan happen. So many women that are providing powerful, potent magic are charging like $400 for essentially a whole year. And I'm not trying to like speak down to that. It's this part that the women especially need to remember, that we are high ticket priestesses. We are sacred prostitutes. We hold the divine feminine code so much in our hearts naturally that we don't actually need help receiving. What we need is that power push to stand at the front lines, to know that we are the face of the movement, to know that we are the ones they'll be talking about in the press, to know that our names will be raked through the mud and we are totally unfuckwithable because our purpose of New Earth is the most important thing that we can think of. We are outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned. Yo, it's time to make an all-out stand. If you've ever seen Hamilton, that is George Washington. That's how it was. This is us. This is like, hello. Do you think that those people out there who are happy as sheep are even listening to me right now? No, they're not listening. You are. You are right here on this call, on this live stream on IG and Facebook. You are watching the replay on YouTube. That means that you've heard the dragon's call already. The money manipulation, man, the word man, right? Your mans, your hands. That's what I mean by manipulation, not the negative connotation to mold and to sculpt. I'm a body worker. That's my first love, and it always will be. I knew I was going to be a massage therapist from the time I was 6, and before I was 20, I had already done that. I've been a massage therapist for 13 years. You know that whole adage, it takes 10,000 hours to become a master? I promise you I am a master at myofascial release and neuromuscular unwinding. Master at it. So when I'm talking about manipulating, I'm talking about taking the body and completely restructuring it from like crazy scoliosis and injuries and these people who have just wrecked their fucking bodies and pulling them back into alignment. That's why I teach reclaiming your divinity through your alignment, through your posture. Posture, power posture. In fact, right now, everybody who's watching right, like take a second and like check yourself before you wreck yourself, okay? Like, how are you standing right now? How are you sitting while you're watching? Did you know just doing this, looking at your phone, adds 180 like pounds of pressure to the back of your neck? You're gonna be a little old lady hunched over with a cane. Your heart should you be out, the lion's heart. You stand as if you're wearing a crown and a long cape because you're a superhero, right? Like Wonder Woman pose, Superman pose right now. That's what we are. We're not here to save, that we're here to provide and protect. That does not say save. Notice how the word save is nowhere near my title. Okay? There's a reason why there are so many people who are starting to come out as these high priestesses and high priests who are connecting to the ancient magic, who are doing the sound healing and the Reiki healing and the Akashic record work and helping you learn how to tap into your psychic abilities. That is that divine feminine rising, but we have to remember the divine feminine chose to be put in her cage because it was a kinky, masochistic, sadist game that they were playing together because it got a little boring. It's like watching, we are, Earth is like one of the most watched television shows in the interstellar space that you can imagine. Like if you want to think reality TV, there are thousands of beings out in the universe that watch Earth's reality TV. So it just got boring, right? Like, okay, magic of Isis and Atlantis and Lemuria, and we were playing with the unicorns and the dragons here in real life, and there were nymphs and there were fairies and all of the devas and all of the inner earth folk, and then all of the angelic realms, the three beings, all were intermingling and interplaying with each other. And then it got a little boring. So we're like, ooh, let's mix it up. And we're going to separate the devas and we're going to put them down underground and all the elementals and the unicorns and the nymphs and the dragons. And we're going to take all the angels and we're going to separate them so you're no longer have contact. It's just going to be the humans on the earth by themselves trying to remember that they actually are all powerful creators. Let's see what happens. It's been kinky crazy kind of fun for the last 20,000 years. And now we're in this new age, which is the age of Horus. Okay, there was the age of Isis, there was the age of Osiris, which is what we know as like the patriarchy and the Dark Ages and the intergalactic Federation war, like all these things that are like super like, oh, this is a really intense part of the movie. And now, as everyone's coming up with this divine feminine, this divine rising feeling, there's still this like meekness. There's still these women who are, like I said, men and women who are providing powerful, motherfucking potent magic for a fraction of what they should be. Like, I'm talking, I've been reading, like, just for my own research, like the people that I follow, that I get huge impacts just from a live stream like this from them. And I went to go start looking at their offers, and I was like, honey, there are not enough zeros at the end of this thing. Because our job with that level of magic, that level of knowing, that level of embodiment that makes you all be like, I can't stop watching her, but I don't know why, requires that we stand up and hold the purse. Seriously, think about them 50s housewives. She was the one that was doing the budgeting. A lot of them. We know what we want to create. So by having the funds, by having the money, by being able to manipulate the money, by going in there and saying, you know what? No, I am no longer a cheap, I'm no longer a cheap hooker. Like, that's it. You're not going to get these codes, these like high level energy healing, but people are willing to go pay thousands and thousands of dollars just to make the money. Well, where's the money going? Why do I care that your client made $90,000 this week? Why do I give a fuck that you have a $150,000 day, right? I don't, because the current of the energy of money is not what turns me on. What turns me on is, what are you doing with the money? Oh, you're building a retreat center for women who have been affected by sex trafficking to come and rehab with horses? That's fucking cool. Oh, you're building a $1 billion brand to help business owners in the tech industry utilize spiritual and like alien tech to help move the planet along? That's awesome. Oh, you paid for not only your daughters, but the girl down the street who can barely pay for food's her dance academy for the whole year. That's awesome. When we focus only on the money itself, we tend to get lost in it, either because we have an old healer wound where we're like, but I'm supposed to give my gifts away for free. It's a gift. My healing is a gift. So that needs to be healed, especially those really high level, like, girl, boy, they, them, however you identify, like, no, because there are people out there like with so much money that are paying for old therapy, right? They're going to the patriarchy and the old way of doing things that you've already healed from. I've already healed from, cured myself of fibromyalgia, cured myself from degenerative arthritis, birthed two babies at home naturally after having an extremely traumatic hospital birth. I know the trauma. I know the pain. Child abuse, neglect, suicidal since I was 7. Like, guys, I fucking know the pain. But because I've known the pain, I get to know the pleasure, yes, which is where a lot of women are focused. I get to know the power. I get to know the power that comes from the very masculine act of birthing a baby. Yes, I know that sounds fucking twisted, but get it for a second. Men have to ejaculate to get the sperm in. Women have to eject the baby out of their vagina to be able to have the baby on the outside world. The act of giving birth is fucking masculine. The act of receiving, the act of nurturing, the act of holding, the act of being ready, that is feminine. But the actual act of pushing a 9 pound, 6 ounce baby out of your pussy is masculine. The actual act of showing up live is masculine. The actual act of going through your finances is whenever you're taking an actual fucking action, you're in your masculine. And so many people are like, well, I wrote it down. I wrote it this. I'm going to be the first millionaire in my family. I'm going to be this. I'm going to have this house. And you write literally, like, you really do write like you're running out of time. Like, so much writing, which is the first step to manifestation. That's the first step is to have the thought. The second step is to write it down because the thought then becomes a physical in the 3D piece of paper. The third step is to connect to what possibilities in which could this occur and being open to ones that maybe your conscious mind can't really conceive of. And the fourth step is to take the inspired action that comes. No matter how fucking no matter what. I am willing to do whatever it takes, no matter what, to create the life I desire. That's part of the trifecta of success. Like, success, power, prestige, purpose, procreation, protection. These are all divine masculine traits that too many of us who already were born with the ancient magic and knowledge of the divine feminine are forgetting when we're trying to remind everyone that we are the ones that have been prophesied about. We are the whirling rainbow of the Hopi. We are the return of White Buffalo Woman. We are the 144,000 children in Revelations. We are the indigo children. We are the starseed children. We are the crystalline children. And if we're not, we're birthing them. Because I can guarantee you my 3 children are starseeds and crystalline children. My middle one's definitely a starseed. He has not been on this planet enough times to even understand how gravity works sometimes. So if we're not them ourselves, we're raising them. And whether or not you ever have a child, you are still in communication with children. You still have a deep-seated feeling that you're supposed to protect them, whether that's ending the child trafficking, whether that's making sure the education system is better, whether that's making sure that all of those starving people in Africa have access to food and water, because we throw away in America enough food to feed almost every starving person on this planet. As soon as someone comes up with the tech to make our waste be able to get there fast enough, like, I'm in it, I will invest. I am there. Replicators, being able to fix broken bones, all of these things that we have in Star Trek, our tech on this planet right now, because of Moore's Law, we're going to get there eventually, but at the same time, we could implode. Because everyone's just waiting around for the people of power to die off so that they can step in, but no one's running for office. Marianne Williamson in 2020, great, fucking that was so long ago, she didn't even make it through 2019. Where are the people willing to be the ones that we've been waiting for in our political systems, in our school systems, in our we don't want wars anymore? Let's start getting generals and shit that are like, actually, we're gonna not do that. Having solutions to the insane military industrial complex that occurs in America. Having UN nation like United Nations that like actually matter. Do you guys understand that the United Nations actually has no fucking power at all? Like zero. In Rwanda, they were just standing there like, well, as soon as the Rwanda government comes and invites us in, that'd be great. But the problem was that the Rwanda government was the one that was fucking killing everyone. No one remembers this. No one knows their history. No one knows where you came from. You know that you're an ancient alien. Who gives a fuck? And clearly you don't because you're not charging shit. Why? Because you're afraid of money? Because you're afraid of power. No. No, honey, you're afraid of dying. With great power comes great responsibility, right? You could get assassinated. Then what? Well, if you truly believed in all the things that you teach, you would know that that didn't fucking matter at all and you just come back and do it again because you're forever reincarnating. But there's this deep sense of something that keeps you so attached to this corporeal form that you don't want to step in your power. And what that is that that's when the fear of power kicks in. Actually, it's like this double-edged sword. You're afraid of dying because of the amount of power that you have, but you're also afraid that the power is what's going to kill you because you don't think you can handle holding that much power. But you can hold crazy ceremonies for people who are clearing out their ancestral lines, and you can go through insane plant medicines and go into the depths of the unconscious, and you can do all this very feminine work internally behind closed doors, maybe with a group of a few safe women. Maybe. Or you can show the fuck up. Or you can post a picture of you standing naked in the mirror, covered in your moon blood, wondering, why am I doing this? Oh, yeah, inspired action. The masculine part of manifestation. How to manipulate the energies. Once you know the energies of the world exist, what the fuck is the point if you're not going to manipulate it? So, first thing you're going to do today is you're going to take all connotations of the word manipulation that are negative and throw them the fuck away. You're going to remember that manipulation means to hold the hands, like to work with the hands. And you're going to remember either sculpting a body or you're going to like clay, sculpting clay, or you're going to think about the fact that I told you that I sculpt the body. Okay? That's the first thing you're going to do. You want to start bringing in tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of millions of billions of dollars or get the connections, right? Here's another thing. As the women, specifically the men, this will work for you as well because a lot of men out there who are teaching this work actually already hold the divine feminine codes in their body as well, and they need this reminder. It's why I'm a woman who holds the divine masculine codes. Being feminine is actually a little bit hard for me. I hold it really, it's like 49, 51%, but I tilt to knowing and understanding that masculine energy just a little bit more than I understand the feminine energy, just a little bit. So you're going to throw away the manipulation thing. You're going to go look at your books and you're going to find out exactly how much money you want to be making to have the exact lifestyle that you want. I'm talking big. Because once you hit that big number, and I'm like, if the number is a trillion, I don't care, because I do have clients who their goal is to be the first trillionaire on the planet, and it makes me laugh because there's like three of them at the same time, and I'm like, go, right? But as a value based coach, not a time based coach, like I might not see them for a few months before they've done the action necessary for us to actually move the needle forward, right? This isn't like a come work with me and it's 90 days. No, like this is what we do. Once you've taken your next step, call me, we'll set up another appointment. Because I know with us shit, we are outgunned, outmanned, outnumbered, outplanned. Like, it's going to take an all out stand. So sometimes life fucking happens because you're so on the path that the patriarchy, the them, start to come and show up, because that's when you actually need to go back into your feminine, go back and do the unconscious work, right? I'm not saying that I don't do any, like, hell to the motherfucking no. I do a lot of sitting. I do a lot of waiting, probably like less than I maybe even should, but again, I have to work on my feminine side. Holding the container of what you want takes the standards and the boundaries that a man has when he's building his house. I'm talking like go back in your fucking amygdala. Back here, right? The masculine energy's job is to provide and protect for the purpose of prosperity and procreation. For the purpose of prosperity and procreation. For the purpose of prosperity. You notice how I'm not saying the word abundance? That's because abundance is a very feminine term, and even abundant, like abundant is like I'm abundant, but I don't know if I can share. Versus prosperous, like here, I'm giving everything. Like here, you want some of this, you want some of my money, you want some of my energy, you want some of my healing, you want some of my laughter. Like here, I have so much to give that my children's children are gonna be taken care of, and so is the whole neighborhood, and so is the whole county. There's a reason why there are more male billionaires on the planet than there are female billionaires. And most of it has to do with the fact that women are inherently afraid of having power. But they're actually inherently afraid of dying because the woman's job is to nurture and like support the growth of that which the husband, like, right? We don't say the woman's going out and sowing her seeds. We say a man is. So that fear, like that's things that we can work through. Those are the things that we move through when we're in a container together, because I have three children. I also hold the death codes. Like I've helped lots of people walk through their death, because you have to die almost every day to get to a level of unfuck with ability that you're like, okay, I could get assassinated tomorrow, but I'm so good on my energy field that I'm going to be just like Jesus, and my light body is still going to hold, and I'll be able to still do work. I might not be in corporeal form, but I'll hold on enough that I'm here. Or at least you're strong enough in your standards, right? There's so many people out there that have beliefs and standards for others. They're like, oh yeah, I believe in the Akashic records. Yeah, I believe in no one and no thing has power over me. Oh yeah, I believe that there's, but then when it comes to themselves, they're like, they don't actually hold it. They understand it, they don't know it. It's not this deep, like in your bones, in your blood, in every fiber of your being, knowing that you are eternal, that you are a fractal of the divine, that you are the divine manifest in form, that you are here to sing your unique song and vibrate your own frequency. And because of that, you get to decide what happens to you. You are your own psychic. You are the creator of your own destiny. You are a living legend here on planet Earth. And the legend that you're here to live is that which has been prophesized about in all of the traditions that say the rainbow children and the indigo children and the 144,000 and the rainbow serpent and the aboriginal. Like, there's so many. It's all higher consciousness. It's all unity consciousness. It's all pleasure priestess. It's all that divine feminine rising energy already being instilled. I was dancing underneath the moon by the time I was 7. Like, all that ancient magic already being instilled, and also being able to bring the vision of the future in and then take the actions necessary and do the Mary masculine thing of birthing. Because again, the physical act of birthing is a masculine act. Pregnancy, holding, all of that stuff, very feminine. But actually ejecting that baby out of your vagina is a masculine act, just like ejecting semen out of his penis is how he got you pregnant to begin with. That's why I'm the dragon doula, okay? I cannot birth this baby for you. I can't birth your business for you. I can't build your house for you. I can't find your lover for you, but I can hold you and witness you in that birth and give you the reflection in the mirror that you require at any given time to push you when you need to be pushed, to hold you when you need to be held, but always with a very strong knowing that I am only here to witness you. Remember who you truly fucking are as a dragon. Okay, do we have any questions? Anything coming up for people? Okay. I love you all. If you are interested, there is a program that I'm going to be launching in a few weeks called Playing with Dragons. It's open for those who are like really ready to jump in right now. There's already been a few people signed up, but the launch doesn't actually happen for a couple of weeks. This is where we're going. This is play for me. This is part of one of the modules. This is like a tiny little taste of one of the modules where we talk all about the money manipulation, because it's important that we step into this. It's so important. We're here to provide and protect for our planet and all of her inhabitants. So, I love you. Beautiful day. Chat soon.